on our show. Now, first, domestic violence. It's a problem society has been aware of for a long time, but maybe we haven't really understood the depth of it until it became an issue for the country's most popular sport. Now, more and more cases have come to light in the NFL, and communities are taking a harder look at the problem within its own homes and neighborhoods. Now, joining me right now to talk about the situation in South Asian communities and what's being done about it is the board president for Maitri, Sonya Pelia, and the board secretary, Abha Singhvi. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us. It is a pleasure.
Now, tell us, first of all, a little bit about your organization and how it got started.
So it was started in 1991 by a group of 4 women, and they started getting calls from the community and the mainstream saying, oh, there's an Indian woman or a Pakistani woman who's having problems of domestic violence. Perhaps you're from the same community, you can help her. And when they tried to connect the women to mainstream services, they found there were a lot of gaps that were not being served by the mainstream agencies for immigrant women. And so in 1991 February, they incorporated as a nonprofit called Maitri, which means friendship in many, many South Asian languages. And since then, starting from you know, a little one of those physical phone messaging systems, yes, to now we have an organization that is, we have a 9-bedroom transitional home, we have a hotline. We have received over 30,000 phone calls since we started. We have 10 staff, and we have a large budget.
A lot of demand out there then, huh?
Yes, and as we have gone more and more into the community and done more and more outreach, we don't think that domestic violence has increased, but awareness and the community change and being willing to talk about these issues which were previously considered to be staying within the home, not to bring shame on the family, not to impact the rest of your extended family. There's a huge sea change in the South Asian community. So we get a lot of calls from women and men sometimes, and elders, where they're trying to find out their options rather than calling us after the situation has gotten out of control or the police is involved or they are homeless, things like that.
Where did you see that kind of change, that kind of awareness come about? Is it because they knew now there's a service out there that can help us, or what made people suddenly start treating the situation differently than they did before?
I think it's several things. One is that the outreach we did, and we said, you know, nobody deserves to be abused. And no matter what a situation is between a partner and 2 partners, there are options available. Violence, abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, any of these are not justified. And I think we have done so much grassroots education that there was part of this change. The other thing is, I think as the South Asian community has assimilated into the mainstream and have experienced what is happening in the mainstream, I think they have also seen that, you know, there is help out there. Right? There is a lot of education in the mainstream agencies. There is, when you look at TV, these are issues of the day. So I think that the South Asian community has begun to change. You know, from when we initially would go out, people would say, oh, you are home breakers, or you're out there to get us divorced, or now people come and say, oh, you helped my cousin or my friend's wife, or, you know, somebody I know was helped and you're doing a great job.
Now, a lot of times when we say community, we are actually talking about a lot of communities within the community.
That is correct.
And of course, that's certainly the case here. Are there any problems in terms of the different kind of cultures, different kind of communities, in terms of language or cultures or differences in attitude?
You know, the thing is that it's maybe not an attitude as much as the resources they need. A lot of the women who call us who are very, you know, educated, maybe they're assimilated, they need a shorter time of help from us. But the clients who stay with us for a longer time are monolingual, maybe. You know, they need translation services, they need assistance with the judiciary. They're not assimilated into the life here. So the clients who really stay with us for a really extended period of time, which is very different from the mainstream agencies similar to us, is the clients who need help. They may not know how to take a bus. They don't know how to open a bank account. And so these clients, these women, they need a lot more extended support than the mainstream agencies can provide.
I can see. You know, well, one of the things is that I heard a lot about the boutique, even almost before I heard about the agency. It's kind of well known. Tell us a little bit about this boutique, and not only in terms of what it does, but what it's designed to do.
So that's the latest program of Maitri, and primarily two issues is what it is, supporting two programs at Maitri. One is the outreach program, getting the community involved, because it is a community issue, and if we're going to address this, we need the community involved in it, taking a stand in it for it. So it is a safe space for people to talk. It's a fun place, and where they can talk about it, learn about a very serious issue that's there. Otherwise, it's an intense issue.
How about the economic empowerment programs?
So that's the second reason that is there. So all net proceeds from this project go towards supporting the economic empowerment project.
What are some of the things that it tries to do in terms of within the community?
So within the community, as far as involving the community, a lot of people who are walking into the boutique, they really don't know about Maitri. So it starts informing them that we exist, about domestic violence as such. And also in addition to that, there are a lot of people who want to do something, but they don't know what to do, where to do. And they don't have either the bandwidth or the resources to get involved and do something very intense. But coming for 2 hours and doing something and volunteering, it's a feel good, and they start getting engaged.
Sonya, Abha, thank you very much for being here to talk about that.
It was our pleasure. Thank you.
And for more information,